Hello and welcome back to the Blobber Plays. The excavation of Hobbs Barrow here on Wadjet Wednesday. We finished talking to this guy and being introduced to the whole place. This guy and maybe the priest are like the only two helpful people. Maybe the cake lady, but she also seems like she might be covering her knowledge with, "Oh, I'm just an old lady, I don't know anything." Yeah, this guy seems like the only actually helpful one. There are some others that are maybes. We've looked in the window and we found that our box is in here, but we don't know how to get in. So I am a bit wondering what to do. Open a tab, find a way into the crate, find the little girl's doll. Okay, opening a tab should be easy enough.
I'm sorry to ask this, Mr. Kemp, but could I please open a tab?
Still not in your purse?
I'm afraid not. My assistant hasn't arrived as planned, so I find myself in a bind. He must have put the money in my crate, which is currently being held in Mr. Price's storeroom.
Well, as you know, I run an honest establishment here, and I do trust you. So yes, I'll open an account for you, to be settled at the end of your stay.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Now then, I'll be needing something of value as a deposit.
I thought you said you trusted me.
Aye, it's not personal, lass. One can never be too cautious.
I will give you someone else's silver sterling necklace.
My assistant has not arrived as planned.
Oh, is everything all right?
I'm not entirely sure.
Am I to keep a room for him just in case?
If you could hold it for one more night, Mr. Kemp.
As you wish.
I've decided to find Hobbs Barrow without Mr. Shoulder's aid.
Are you sure that's a wise idea, lass?
What other choice do I have? I have a feeling he is avoiding me. Do you know where I can find the barrow?
No, sorry. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
Yeah, you said that before.
I found Mr. Shoulder's home, thanks to the help of Father Roach.
Wonderful! So you've met our vicar then?
Yes, I did. An interesting character.
Indeed. So, did old Leonard apologise for his absence?
Not quite. He wasn't home.
What is that man playing at?
You tell me. How can I open a tab again?
Leave me an item of... I'll give it back to you at the... when it will be...
Yeah.
Goodbye.
See you...
Okay, can I give you someone else's silver necklace?
Will you accept this silver cross pendant as a deposit?
Can I take a closer look at it? Aye, silver. That'll do.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Can I get you something to drink?
We're monsters.
Not right now, Mr. Kemp.
As you were.
Oh well, but we did open a tab. So now if we go talk to Postman Man or Postman Neighbour.
Hello.
Good day.
Can I buy you a drink, Henry?
Really?
Really? We can talk more at the inn.
But I told Mr. Price I'd keep watch of his storeroom.
Doors have locks for this very reason.
You're right. One drink won't take long.
So
I
what,
shall
we're gonna
take
get
you
him
up on
blind
your
drunk
offer,
and then
Miss
break
Bateman.
in?
Let us make our way.
Is this the
The rocket
playbook?
weren't Stevenson's only design, you know. Before that, there were the Blucher and the Locomotion. But my favourite would have to be the Lancashire Witch. I believe he built that in 1828. In Newcastle.
He's a train fan. No wonder he's kind and helpful.
Be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
I couldn't even get a word in.
He likes a good chinwag, our Henry.
He certainly does.
He's the only kind and helpful one, Miriact. It all makes sense now.
Hello.
Good day.
Can I buy
Do
you
I
another?
just-
I suppose one more ale. I shall take you up on your...
Let us make our.
If we do this again, does he eventually get drunk? And then we can break in?
The rear wheels are powered by coupling rods. Would you believe? The boiler had 2 flue tubes. 2! There were nothing like it. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
Maybe I need to know
Curses.
something about
I'm starting
trains to
feel
make him
somewhat
stay?
Tipsy. I'm here to excavate Hobbs' Barrow, not Hobbs' barrels.
Sometimes water is a wiser option.
Henry Long can talk, can't he?
He's a colourful character. The man drinks like a fish.
He certainly does.
I've seen him drink this place dry and still be up to tend his garden at sunrise. The man can truly hold his ale.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
He's saying, the plan you have, Blobber, is not going to succeed. Okay.
Hello?
Good day.
Goodbye.
No.
Don't be...
What about further down? No, that's back.
Oi, keep away from that door. I promise Mr. Price I keep an eye on his...
Okay, let's do this one. The girl's doll... Well, their house was supposedly the one to the far right here. Maybe we'll find the son, maybe we'll find the doll. Yeah, here he is.
Hello there. My name's Thomasina.
Yeah?
What's yours?
Wally?
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
No?
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
No?
Jane tells me you've taken Myrtle away.
And what if I did?
That's a bit mean, don't you think?
She kicked me! Look at this bruise on my leg!
That
Did
does
she-
look quite bad.
Did she kick you before or after you
Why
stole
did
the
she
doll?
kick you?
Because she's a little goblin. You don't know what she can be like. Besides, Myrtle is gone now. I've given her to the fair folk. That'll teach her.
Who
The
are
fairies?
the fair folk?
The little people of the moors. I gave Myrtle to them.
Little people? You don't mean fairies, do you?
We call them fair folk round here.
Wally, there is no such thing as fairies.
It's two, and I gave them a doll.
Where can I find these fair folk?
Follow the tinkle of their tiny bells. I hear 'em when the wind dies. They dance around their little house.
But where is this little house?
Just listen for the bells, you'll find it. Don't think about bringing that doll back. That'll just bring bad luck for all of us.
Goodbye.
Well, the two solid ideas we had for progress are now guy cannot be made to be drunk and boy has given dolls to fairies and won't tell us where it is. I can hope that it's in the hole in the forest.
Good day to you.
Oh,
What do you make of Henry Long?
an idiot who thinks that station's a good idea. Can you imagine? Strangers pouring into Bewley. Turns the stomach, that does.
Maybe he has a point.
Literally
You could travel.
sick.
Bah, you're an outsider. I'd expect you to have such a bad opinion. But Henry, he's a Bewley lad. We've had the odd Barney or two in the pub over it all.
I can imagine. Can I buy you a drink, Cyril?
Now,
Yes.
go on then, lass.
Follow me.
You can just get everyone drunk?
So then he turns around and says, "Why is a dog like a tree?" And I says, "I don't know." And he says, "Because they both lose their bark once they're dead."
Very droll, Cyril. Well, it's been a pleasure, but I must be off.
Aye, lass. Ta for the drink. You're not too bad for an outsider. Thanks
Can
again
we-
for the ale. Now leave.
Okay, no, we can't get anything else out of him. Does that make him not be at his house and then we can break into his house? Maybe. He's not here anymore. Ah, maybe now we invite the other guy and they have a fight because they said they'd sometimes fight. That also makes sense. But first let's, No, this is not the right way. Go to the far right-hand edge of the forest. Oh, sorry, the far left-hand edge of the forest and see if that is where he hid the dolly.
I've no desire.
No, I was kind of hoping that he'd hid it there, because that's the only place that I can think of that he'd have hidden it.
I shall see you later this evening, gents. Well, I say. Greetings, my dear.
Hello, sir.
A pause on your beauty, for I shall see you again soon.
Wait. Some nerve.
Lady, you're blushing.
I most certainly am not.
Sorry, lass. No way through here today.
Says who?
Lord Panswick. Now get back before you find yourself under a falling tree.
My name is Thomasina Bateman.
Oh, aye.
Look
You're
at that
from
dialogue
around here,
tree.
Thomasina
It's
Bateman.
huge.
No, just visiting. What is your name, sir?
Horace.
Are you in charge here?
I am indeed.
Tell me, who was that arrogant man here just now?
Just someone passing by.
It sounded like you knew him better than that.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's none of your business.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing? We're chopping down trees.
There is no need to be sarcastic.
We're employed by Lord Panswick. He's ordered us to gather logs from his woods. That's what we're doing.
Who is Lord Panswick?
Our governor.
He's the governor of the whole town.
All right, Owen, back to work now.
He lives in Bewley.
Aye, not far away. But his lordship doesn't like questions. Or visitors. Now, please leave us.
How
to our work.
unusual. People here seem to love questions and visitors.
These are his woods.
Aye, his lordship owns most of the land round Bewley.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No, I don't. Can you let me get back to my work now?
Never.
Why are you gathering logs for Lord Panswick?
By heck, you ask a lot of questions. If you must know, his lordship is repairing an old ruin on his land. We need the timber for the restoration work.
How intriguing. What type of ruin is Lord Panswick restoring?
An old chapel.
I should rather like to see it.
Not possible. His lordship does not welcome visitors to his estate.
Do you know where I can find a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Never heard of it.
Thanks for your time.
We'll be done by tomorrow morning. Come back then if you want to explore the woods.
Yeah, we can maybe explore this tomorrow.
I'll let him get on with I'll let him get...
And we can't talk to anyone else. And there are no other points of interest to interact with. Okay, can we...
Good day.
Yes?
What can you tell me of Lord Panswick?
His lordship commands much respect around here, lass. Keeps me busy with work. Why do you ask?
Just curious. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Okay. Let's see if inviting Trainman to the pub at the same time Cyril is there causes a fight. It seems like our most plausible set of
Hello.
actions.
Good day.
Can I buy you another drink?
I suppose one more ale. I shall take you up.
Let us make our way.
Yeah. We've heard it like 4 times now. But this time...
To think, if that station hadn't been built, we would never have met. Blessed be the Midland Railway.
Idiot!
There we go.
That
Boo,
station
anti-train
is the worst
man.
decision this village has ever made.
Cyril Farnaby, a miserable man with miserable ideas. I will change your mind even if it kills me.
Teach him to love the train. Okay, now while he's doing that, we can break into the post office.
Locked, as expected. I need to get inside without attracting too much attention.
Can I trowel the window?
Can't see how that...
Can I trowel the
I don't
door?
think battering the door down is the solution here. I don't wish to draw too much attention.
I don't know what else it would be then. What else would we use to...
A warehouse. This house looks pleasant. He's currently debating the merits of the railway station at the inn.
Nope. Oh, I got no idea then. We made some progress in that, in theory, if we had whatever we need to open the door, we can do it now that the other person isn't here, but for the life of me, what that is...
Hello? I really must find Hobbs Barrow.
What did I tell you last time? Naught to be found, Dick.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Naught to say, except don't be sniffing around his lordship's manor. You'll end up with a round of shot in you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Just mind your own business around here.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Still nothing new here. Can the kid tell us about the Lord?
Good day. What do you know about Lord Panswick?
I heard he owns the whole county.
Have you met him?
No, he lives out on the moors somewhere. But everyone does what he tells them to,
Why's that?
'cause he has a lot of money.
Goodbye.
Can we get your mum to help us? Your parents? No. And this is still uninteractable. Maybe we can ask the little girl about where the fairies live? Oh, I never noticed those before.
The window box is well out of reach.
Okay, what if I go up to my room and open the window? But we can't open the window. Fair enough. I was thinking that might give me access to the window box. I don't know why we would want a flower box, but if we could have gotten a flower box, it might have become clear why we want a flower box. Oh yes, I need to ask these two about the Lord.
Good day.
Hello, miss.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
Not a lot. I know he's in charge around here.
Does he come to the village often?
Not really. He has a manor out on the moors.
Have you ever been there?
Heavens, no. Villagers aren't allowed there.
Why not?
Dunno. It's just the way it is.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
And what about the little
Hello?
boy?
Yes?
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
He gave me some sweets once. My friend says that Lord Panswick has special trees at his manor that grow sweets on their branches. You
Amazing.
think that's true, miss?
I think that's very unlikely.
Me too.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Nope. You got nothing new for me. Other than perhaps the Lord has a sweet tree.
Hello?
Good day.
What about old Bertha?
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
Wretched man. They say he is restoring a chapel near his manor. But for whom and to what god, I ask?
Is he a man of faith?
I've barely seen him set foot in St. Edmunds. It doesn't stop him from acting as our God-given ruler. Stay away from him, pet. Don't get yourself tangled up in local affairs.
I certainly don't intend to. Why did you call Lord Panswick wretched?
He has more to
He hides
say.
in that manner of his and cares not for his people. I've heard stories whispered in the pews, you know,
What kind of stories?
that he shoots people on sight. Anyone that strays onto Panswick Manor.
Good grief.
Yet he will walk into the plough and furrow and buy ale for all and be hailed as our protector.
Odd.
I answer to God and God alone. Forgive me, pet. I shouldn't get so worked up.
Not at all. I appreciate your honesty, Mrs. Duplancy.
Do we betray the father's confidence? I think no for the
Thank you
moment.
For your
We'll
Lord be with you.
we'll leave that until I have nothing else that seems reasonable to do. Seeing as the father was actually seemingly helpful. Possibly not, but seemingly helpful.
It's
Have you found Myrtle, miss?
Wally told me he's given Myrtle to the fair folk.
Now I'll never see her again.
There, child. I'll get your doll back, don't worry. Where can I find the fair folk?
Wally says he sees them on the moors, dancing and riding on the backs of birds. But be careful, you don't want to upset the fair folk.
How so?
They'll put a hex on you.
Jane, I'm quite sure there is no such thing as fair folk.
Don't let them hear you say that, miss.
Tell me more about the Ammon's Horn.
Daddy said we should never touch it. It will make the god angry.
What god?
Ammon, of course.
Sure, let's
How
play along.
wonderful. I'll be sure not to touch it. I wouldn't want to anger the gods.
Sensible.
Damn, she didn't give me more information.
Wally told me you kicked him. Is that true?
Wally is a liar. He took Myrtle and ran. He's such a little shit.
You shouldn't really kick your brother, even when he does deserve it. Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
That does not feel like it's going to help me find the fairies. Maybe we go to sleep and are allowed to go past where the tree was tomorrow? I really hope there isn't a time-passing mechanic like that.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
A most charming man, Miss Bateman. He looks after us here, a good fellow.
Where does he live?
Panswick Manor, on the moors. No visitors allowed. His lordship likes his privacy.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
I've too much to do today to waste time.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that the answer wasn't bed.
I'll leave Cyril and Henry to their grand debate. I must say, last night is rather put... I've no use for ashes.
Oh, I didn't want the alley. I wanted here, and to see if now that I've been told the little
The
people
road disappears over the horizon. I see
live on the
nothing but moorland.
moors, if I can do anything here. To which the answer is no. Well, I am feeling stuck. And because I am stuck, the only thing I can think to do is betray the priest's confidence. Which I don't like doing,
Hello.
but...
Good day.
Father Roach asked me not to discuss that with Mrs. de Plancy. Father Roach seems rather under the weather, don't you think?
Father Roach? The man is as fit as a lad half his age. What makes you say that?
I found him in the woods in a state of considerable distress.
Oh my! This is very worrying. I must check on him later. I had no idea.
Candlemonger achievement unlocked. Father Roach will not appreciate this. Well then, give me something that obviously amounts to progress, game. This felt like the only thing that could be gating progress at the moment.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with.
We've talked to all the people about the new talking point of the Lord. Except for you.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Oh, you've heard of his lordship, then?
Yes, do you know him?
Aye, he comes into the village from time to time, gives sweets to the children, hires young men to work his land. He's well liked around here.
What was
I
that
sense some
pause?
hesitation, Mr. T.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of have an unspoken agreement with his lordship. He looks after us, provided we leave him alone.
I don't follow.
He likes his privacy.
Some people do.
No one is allowed to visit him.
Do you mean to say that he's a bit eccentric?
No. I've heard people got fired at when approaching his manor uninvited.
Good grief! But is this true?
Well, I won't be the one to find out.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra!
No, friendly. The game should be sensible enough as to be solvable. And in general, not need it. I don't have your doll. Can I dig up the plant? Yes. Yes, I will, friendly. So many of these games have stupid text triggers that they really shouldn't have. Where you need to have talked to someone for no obvious reason to progress the story. It was entirely plausible that we had to talk to the lady about it to progress things. I don't like that we checked it out and it didn't do anything, seemingly.
I don't think anyone...
But it's exceedingly plausible. What else would make sense? Like a ladder would make sense so that we can climb up into the window above the post office's thing.
I don't think any... Royal Mail. This must be the... The door is...
Actually, the upper window isn't even interactable. So somehow we need a key for a guy who isn't here. Hmm. I hate the alley so much. We can go back to the cottage. We haven't done that. Still seemingly not here.
A carved stone has, I think...
And nothing seems to have changed here. I don't have any new item to use on any of these things.
No. I do not... No. No, I can't. I do... That's a peculiar... That's a...
I
no,
just want to break
can't
into the house. That's all.
Miss... What? I can't quite see the resemblance.
Can we dig at it?
I don't wish to dig it. Margaret's Lookout. I wonder who Margaret is, or was.
Does that give us a new talking point? Or do we dig up the fresh grave?
I may be a barrow digger, but I am no grave robber. William Paxton. Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby.
Oh?
I'd better not touch them. They could be poisonous. It looks like something has been buried in the middle.
Possibly a tiny doll? If I had a sword, then maybe I could, friendly. Or do you mean with using the trowel? Ooh, flashback. Progress!
Toys lying about the place. What happened the last time you left your dolly under the tree?
A fox ate it, madame.
Yes, it did. Fetch it now, won't you? Then I'll fix your supper.
Yes, madame.
A fox ate our dolly.
Hello, fairies. There you are, Josephine. I won't let the foxes eat you.
Who's that you have there, little bird?
Josephine. She introduced me to the fairies.
Oh, fairies, you say?
Yes, Daddy.
Do you believe in fairies?
Of course. Do you see those mushrooms over there?
Yes.
That's a gateway to their kingdom. That's where Josephine and I go to talk to the fairies.
Now, listen to me, Thomasina.
Yes?
You're old enough now to hear this. There's no such thing as fairies or talking dolls, my little bird.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, my dear child. I do not wish to upset you. I just want to make sure that you understand the difference between fantasy and reality. Josephine is just a doll, and fairies do not exist.
But, Daddy...
Science is the great antidote to the poison of enthusiasm and superstition. Please always remember that. If you hear anything about fairies or the like again, know that it's hogwash. What is it?
Okay.
Hogwash. Did Wally bury the doll, I wonder?
Yes.
This must be Jane's ragdoll.
Science hates enthusiasm.
Perhaps these wriggling worms are the fair folk young Wally was so fearful of. How strange. There is a hairpin pierced through the arm. This may come in handy. I'll keep it.
Doll to
At least
girl.
I shall not return from Bewley empty-handed.
Actually, I should find out what's in the other direction.
The moors stretch in...
Okay, nothing.
Samuel Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven. Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister. Today she dances with angels. Joseph Davis. John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence. Forever in light, Anne Kemp.
Okay, to the little girl. In fact, can we fast travel the little girl? We can fast travel somewhat closer to the little girl. Use doll on child.
I present to you Myrtle.
Myrtle! I missed you so much.
Now, I believe we had a deal.
Cough up your info. No, we didn't agree to hide and seek.
It's in moments like these.
No, the assistant hasn't turned up, friendly. Okay, hide and seek means go to the forest, right? Yes.
Hey!
This is what the foxhole was for? She's going to hide in the foxhole? Yeah, she hides in the foxhole.
Jane? Jane, get out of there. Don't make me come in. Fine. Curses. The hole is too small for me to fit through.
Oh my god. Do we dig her in? Says... Okay, bury the child, says friendly.
I was always happiest with a trowel in my hand.
I wouldn't have thought of digging the tunnel shut, but...
Uncovering hidden worlds within the earth itself, clod by clod. That should do it.
Are we actually making it bigger?
Jane!
Not,
Jane, come out this instant. I can't see a
We need a light. That we can solve. We have a candle and a torch back home. Fast travel. Here. 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 Candle.
Perhaps Mr. Kemp will replace it this...
Wait, really? But I need it now.
That candle didn't last.
I need the candle now.
It's Mr. Stanley. There's nothing else I wish to
You thought you would dig it bigger? The fact that I assumed that it was about burying the child? Do we use our one match? I can't imagine that one match would last long enough.
Curses. The useless thing blew out.
And now it's gone forever. Yeah, I got nothing then.
I have nothing else.
Creepy giggling. What else could be... Yeah, I don't know. We couldn't make it become night by using the bed and use that to get the candle to... be able to get at the girl. Stupid alley.
There's nothing else I wish to do.
Oh, I was hoping we could tell the kid that we gave the dolly back and now his sister's hiding and maybe he could help us get her. Okay, let's try the pretend sword fighting.
I don't wish to give that away.
Nope.
I don't wish to give that.
Can I give you the trowel?
I'm not sure they would...
Can I give you the hairpin?
I don't wish to give...
Are there candles in the church that I missed?
I've no time for such... This must be where the local...
No. I mean, there are literally candles here, but we aren't allowed to steal them. So, good idea, not allowed to execute. Now that we know that we need wood, can we grab wood from Mr. Man's house?
I've no desire to lug a block of wood about the countryside.
No, we can't convert block of wood into torch.
There's nothing else I... The tracks look quite untarnished. I don't think many trains come through here.
Town. Yeah, I don't know. The men that were chopping wood? Can I get wood from them now that I know that I want wood? Or potentially want wood to light our way under... in the foxhole. No, there's nothing here. Unless we talk to you. But he has nothing else to offer. Can we use our new hairpin to pick the lock of the door of the post office that we can't get into? That would make some sense. Although, why we know how to pick locks with a hairpin...
Kenneth taught me this useful trick. A hairpin.
Yeah,
is
that's
much
stupid
more than
when
a
it
hair
hasn't been
accessory.
indicated that we have
Few
this skill.
wiggles and this lock should spring right open.
That's really, really terrible.
I've snapped the hairpin in the process, but I managed to unlock the door.
What else would a hairpin be
Let's
used for?
open this end.
Pinning our hair?
There's a note inside.
We are a female character friendly who literally has like hair bun and hairpins. Miss Bateman, I beg for your forgiveness. As a matter of grave urgency that has arisen in London, I cannot join you in Belway. I packed your equipment and pray you will find local assistance in my absence. I look forward to seeing you upon your return. Yours faithfully, Kenneth Murdoch. Maybe we don't look
How
nice
very
enough to go
frustrating.
speak to the barony
What
guy,
happened?
friendly.
I'd
Maybe
better get
someone
this to the
doesn't
alley
think we
before
look
Mr. Long
nice
comes
enough other than the barony guy. Maybe we need to
Moving
stick
a
2 bits of
fully
paper
laden
together.
crate
There's
through
all
the
sorts of
village
other
square is no
answers.
easy
Other
task.
than supposedly we use hairpin as lockpick set when we have had zero indication that we have that skill. Okay. But enough grumping about the we're just going to assume players have played Skyrim and Oblivion and therefore want to use hairpins as lockpicks. Moving a fully laden crate for the village square was no easy task.
Somehow, no one was there to witness it. But I didn't give up, because I never give up, do I, Mother? I am as stubborn as my father, as you liked to remind me.
Thieves' tools are like $100. 100 gold, friendly. They aren't too, like, not even copper piece hairpin. Right? And they are something you need a skill in. Grrr.
Wait. Where is my money? It's not in here. Kenneth, you absolute liability of a man. It looks like everything else is in here. Picks, specimen trays, shovels. Oh, my chisel, I'll take that. Ah, my lantern. It feels
Required
light.
chisel and
There mustn't be any
lantern,
oil inside.
but no oil.
I'll leave the rest in the crate. Stanley assured me things would be safe here.
Okay. I was
No
like,
money,
lantern
no
equals
assistant.
child, but
This
no.
is most inconvenient. Still, I've been in worse situations. I've got a tab at the inn for now. I'll worry about money later. I must find that Barrow and get on with the excavation.
Where would we get lantern oil? Perhaps the inn, perhaps the blacksmith, perhaps the church.
Good day.
Yes?
I was wondering if you might be able to spare some lantern oil.
I don't have much to spare, lass. Paraffin is as rare as hen's teeth in these parts.
He says,
How much
whilst he's
coin do you
bearing
have?
None, I'm afraid.
Burning his lantern in the middle of the day, just slightly left of
A
him.
trade, you say?
Aye.
I couldn't possibly waste the paraffin, he says, whilst lantern is shining obnoxiously directly next to him.
What can I trade you for some lantern oil?
Surprise me.
What can I trade?
Surprise.
Thanks,
I will
Aye.
give you this handsome chisel.
I don't think Mr. Crozier would be interested in trading his paraffin for this.
This is also terrible. If he's going to be, I want to trade something for paraffin, it should give you a hint as to what he is willing to trade, or the sorts of things. Maybe give you a list of 4 or 5 things that he might be willing to trade, and you have to find one of them. But just saying, I don't think he wants this, then invites you to attempt to brute force everything else.
I don't think Stanley would be. I can't think of anything else to talk about.
It's still...
Jammed shut.
Yes.
The candle.
And we can't do anything else. This has not changed. Can I go to sleep?
I've too much.
I still cannot go to sleep. I didn't notice the
I'm
menu.
not hungry at the moment. The prices are cheap here.
I did miss that earlier, and the bell.
Last orders bell. Saviour of many a life. There's
You.
nothing else I wish.
No. I don't. Okay, let's try the other things we thought might give us the paraffin. So the church.
Hello. Good day.
Thank.
Which is a no.
It's locked.
Maybe it's with the guy at the train station?
There's nothing else I wish.
I don't know, we've used the trowel now for doing something friendly. I could totally believe that we are done with the trowel. Can I split the wood of the man's house to make wood that I'm willing to carry? It's kind of using the chisel for what it does.
No, that's not it.
No. Who would dream of using chisel on wood? What outlandish person?
No, that's not it.
We kill the chickens?
I do not wish to harass the hen. No, that's a peculiar.
Who would dare dream of using chisel on wood? And nothing has changed here in terms of interactables. Can we chisel open the door or windmill? Window.
I can't see how that will.
No. Can we threaten little Timmy's life with a chisel? Yeah, have a nice time. Friendly. Not the alley. I hate the alley so much. You. Can I threaten you with a
I'm
chisel?
not sure they would.
No. Can we do the little girl with a chisel? She's not here now, and there is the fossil. Can we chisel the fossil?
Splendid. I've managed to extract it in one piece.
This fossil help me light up the... Ah, maybe the blacksmith will trade for the fossil? That might make sense.
Would you trade some of your paraffin for this fossilized ammonite, Mr. Crozier?
Now then, 'tis a beauty that. It looks familiar. I'll take it off your hands.
Wonderful.
I'm a simple man who lives in a little town. I have no use for a chisel, even though I literally sell tools. But this rock, this
Thank you, Mr.
this weirdly
Crozier.
shaped rock, yes, I'm so interested in that. It hurts. Why, game? Why? Use paraffin on lamp.
My lantern is fueled and ready for action.
Oh, I'm going the wrong way. It's this, 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 this.
Right. Let's...
Okay. Am I meant to be noticing something? No.
Jane, come out at once.
There's a badger.
Goodness me. Jane!
Silly, what are you doing in that smelly old badger's hole?
You were in there.
No, I weren't.
Yes, you were.
Not true. I was hiding behind that tree over there. I got bored of waiting for you.
Were the
So
fair
where can
folk
I
playing a
find
trick
Hobbs
on
Barrow?
us?
Go north from the church graveyard, up the hill. You'll see some muddy fields on the horizon. That's Mr. Bryden's farm. Hobbs Barrow is there. Don't tell any grown-ups I told you. And thanks for getting Myrtle back.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jane. You've been a great help.
No, you haven't. You've been a menace, child. An absolute menace. Church, right, right. North.
As I trudged through the barren moors, with only the odd sheep for company, I reflected upon my visit to Bewley thus far. The enigmatic Mr. Shoulder and his puzzling disappearance. The townsfolk of Bewley, who had made it as difficult as they could for me to find Hobbs Barrow. The suspicion, the wariness in their eyes. Only now I know it was actually fear. In the end, it was the innocence of a child, young Jane, that condemned me to my fate.
Okay. Gate.
The gate opens out into a vast tilled field. Ploughed fields stretch far and wide, an unusual sight for this area.
What do you want?
My name is Thomasina Bateman. Mr. Bryden, I presume.
Aye? What do you want, lass?
I understand Hobbs Barrow is located on your land.
Oh, well, yes. Why'd you ask?
I am an antiquarian, Mr. Bryden. I'm writing a volume on the Barrows of England.
Oh, I suppose you'll be wanting to dig about it.
If at all possible, Mr. Bryden. I was invited to Bewley by Mr. Leonard Shoulder, who told me such an excavation would be possible.
Leonard Shoulder? Ha! I haven't seen him in years. The last I heard he were on death's door. There's to be no more digging there, lass. Not since it went so badly last time.
Was there a previous
Last
excavation
time?
of Hobbs Barrow?
Aye. Me brother dug it up. Must have been, 25 years ago. You see, whatever he found inside, well, it drove him mad.
Oh?
Aye. I moved back here to look after him. Poor bastard hanged himself not long after.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bryden. That's terrible.
Aye. Time passes, but it were an awful thing.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Bryden.
I live here with my wife, and I might be long in tooth, but I can still run this farm without too much help.
What did your brother find?
Samuel. Samuel were his name.
Sorry, what did Samuel find in the barrow?
I don't know. But something went wrong. Afterward, he could barely speak. You couldn't make out a word, like.
That must have been hard.
He lost a hand in that excavation too, you know.
Goodness me, how?
I try hard not to speculate on what might have happened, lass. I'd see him disappear into that barrow, dragging timber in with him. You'd hear him hammering away for hours. I offered him help, but he'd have none of it. Soon enough, he blocked the entrance off. To look at it now, you'd never know the thing we dug up. The land has reclaimed it.
Who else was involved in the excavation?
2 others, I believe. Outsiders, perhaps. I can't say for sure. I think they left town pretty swiftly afterwards. I lived in Bakewell at the time. I only moved back here to look after Samuel. I took over the farm when he passed away.
I see. What can you tell me about your farm?
Samuel's fair to side. We're a fortunate family. The soil is fertile here. Crops grow without too much trouble. All the other farmers round here raise livestock, even Lord Panswick. We grow feed for 'em.
Most fortunate, Mr. Bryden. Is your wife home?
She's out in fields, lass, pulling weeds. The curse of such fertile soil. 40 years we've been married. I couldn't do it without her, you see.
How splendid.
Aye, my wife is a
Yeah,
fine woman.
They do
Are you
seem like a
married,
nice
lass?
couple then.
No. I've had my fair share of proposals, Mr. Bryden, but that's not the life for me.
Marriage is an important institution. You'll find a man one day.
I manage rather well without one, Mr. Bryden. You haven't seen Mr. Shoulder for some time.
I hear about him now and then, but it must be a good few years since I set eyes on him.
He hasn't been here to visit Hobbs Barrow.
Not to my knowledge. I heard he's beset by ailments. Don't leave his home often.
How odd. I assumed he'd spoken to you about my visit.
Not at all.
What about the Lord?
What can you tell me of Lord Panswick?
He keeps us going. Most of our crops go to feed his animals.
What is he like?
Oh, I've hardly laid eyes on him. He sends his workers here to pick up the crops.
I see. You say Mr. Shoulder is at death's door. What exactly ails him?
I'm unsure. It's just what I've heard. I wouldn't want to speculate on matters that are not my business.
Can I have your permission to excavate?
Mr. Bryden, may I please have your permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow?
No. Have you not been listening?
No!
Samuel found something in there that's best left to rot. No digging here, lass.
Wouldn't you like to find out more about what Samuel found in there?
Perhaps. But Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. You don't want to tempt the same fate, lass.
Perhaps I can at least see Hobbs Barrow.
I suppose you've come a long way to be here, lass.
All the way from London, Mr. Bryden.
Have you any proof of all you've told me?
Yes, I have
You
the
wish to
letter.
see proof of what, Mr. Bryden?
I can't let any Tom, Dick or Harry wander around me fields. What proof have you of your claims?
You wish to see proof of what?
I can't let any...
Okay, same. That's fine. We show you the letters.
Here is proof that Mr. Shoulder invited me to Bewley in order to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Leonard making bold promises, I see. Don't make me regret this. But yes, you can have a look at it.
That makes
Thank you.
sense.
Any road.
So
Once
much
you've
more
set your
sense
eyes on
than
it, you
giving
won't be
a
wanting to outdo with
blacksmith an
it. The place
ammonite
gives one
instead of a
queer
chisel.
feeling.
So where can I find it?
Through that gate to your left. Just head straight across the top to the field there. After 10 minutes or so, you'll see Barrow, set on a hill ahead.
Thank you again, Mr. Bryden. I really do appreciate it. I can't think of anything.
Nothing else.
I probably should have brought my umbrella.
Really? Can I go get our umbrella? No, there's no fast travel. Hail, Shabiggest.
I've walked all the way here.
Okay, I'm not allowed to go back either.
AR. I haven't a clue what that could be referring to.
Augmented reality?
Hobbs Barrow. Indeed, a barrow of a most unusual rectangular form. I've not seen something like this since West Kennet Long Barrow. Yes, this shall make a fine entry for my book. What secrets do you conceal, I wonder? In good time.
I'm not allowed to use trowel.
In good
McCoy.
time. That smell. Earthy and sweet.
Hobbs Barrow, achievement unlocked. That smell, earthy and sweet.
3, 2, 1. You can open your eyes now, Thomasina. Come. Are you ready for your first excavation?
Yes, Daddy.
Capital. Make sure you remember everything I've taught you. I have a feeling you might find something special.
How exciting.
I'll be watching from the steps, my little bird. Good luck.
Thank you, Daddy.
Is it true you wanted a boy, Daddy? Yes, that's why we named you Thomasina. I don't have any items. We can pick up this trowel at the base of the statue.
Now I'm ready.
There's multiple bits of dirt. Okay, so we're doing a like Easter egg hunt, but it's a fake excavation hunt.
No treasures here.
Bless me.
Nothing here. Treasure! Daddy, I found the treasure! Look!
Well done, little bird. Your first successful excavation. That urn you're holding is very old and precious. Take good care of it, all right?
I will, Daddy. I promise.
Very sweet, at least. Do we start digging?
In good time.
No.
I do have a feeling there is something exceptional to be discovered here. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate.
Okay, so you want me to go back and convince the man somehow. At least that's guidance.
Darkness falls quickly here. I should make my way back to the inn.
Should I, or should I talk to him? Because my current goal was talk to him.
I shouldn't disturb him at this...
Yeah, no. Okay, go back to the inn. Fair enough.
Good evening, Mr. Crozier.
Evening. Thanks again for the fossil, lass. 'Tis truly a beauty.
You're most welcome. How long have you been collecting fossils?
Ever since I were a boy.
Then if
The
only
moors
you'd
look a
said
barren
so
place,
earlier.
There are plenty of fossils to be found in the rock formations. All manner of creatures to uncover.
Such a playground for a young lad. What's your favourite piece in your collection?
The ammonite you gave me today. The most recent is always the best.
Indeed.
What about you, lass? Do you collect out?
I do. You see, I'm writing a book on the Barrows of England. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England. I document all my findings.
But what do you collect?
Pottery, tools and such.
Bones too, no doubt.
No, I leave those in place.
You've got a morbid heart, lass. Fussing about in old graves like that.
We're not dissimilar in that we both take an interest in the remains of the long gone.
I suppose you have a point there. How's your book coming along, then?
Very well, thank you. Though I'm rather keen to begin my chapter on Hobbs Barrow. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Good evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley. I found Hobbs Barrow.
Oh, remember what I said, Miss Bateman? There are stories connected to that place.
Yes, stories you won't elaborate on, I might add. Don't worry about me, Stanley. I'm quite capable of warding off imagined fiends.
I have no doubt, but please leave that place be.
I've come this far, there's no turning back now.
That's precisely what worries me.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What are you gonna do about him?
If he thinks he can take her away from here, he's got another thing coming. I am gonna knock his bloody block off. In fact, I can think of a better punishment. Oi, what do you want, lady? Piss off.
You heard the man.
Charming. Good evening, sir. I'll leave you to it.
Did he just accidentally stab his hand? No, okay.
I don't wish to wake him up.
Oh no, it's the mangy cat. We're not allowed to pat him.
Hello again, Cyril.
You're still here?
Did Mr. Long convince you of the virtues of Bewley Station?
What the hell do you think? Now bugger off and leave me to me drink.
He seems even more wound up than usual.
Oh.
Time for bed. Tomorrow I shall convince Mr. Bryden to allow me to begin my excavation.
Miss Bateman. How are you?
Tired.
Gonna buy you a drink?
Bit frustratedly, Belle. The first hour and a half was pretty good, if a bit too just dialogue trees, but this hour's been a bit moon logic-y. That's a bit painful. At least we've made progress despite the moon logic.
Shouldn't you stop drinking so much?
You're beginning to sound like my dear wife. Please, Miss Bateman. I feel bad about what happened last night. I'm sorry I can't remember it.
That's all right, Mr. Tillett. Alcohol can do all sorts of damage to one's memory.
I was thinking that maybe if we had another drink tonight, I might remember what happened.
I'm not sure that's logical.
But worth trying?
Oh, Mr. Tillett, if you insist.
Very good. Take your seat, Miss Bateman. I shall return with the goods.
So, right, Belle, there was a...
To Leonard's shoulder.
Wherever he may be. I've been meaning to ask you something.
Yes?
Why did Leonard Shoulder ask you to dig up Hobbs Barrow?
No idea.
Despite his disappearing act the previous evening, not to mention his questionable sobriety, I decided Mr. Tillett was to be my ally.
Okay. So, there was a guy who was introduced as the blacksmith of the town. Their little town in the middle of nowhere, Bellcat. He literally is like, I make and repair tools for the local people and shoe the horses, right? I'm blacksmith and farrier. And then he says later on, oh yes, I'll find me something to trade so that I can trade you this lantern oil that you need. We have a chisel that we've just got. Offer to trade chisel. Oh no! I would have no use for a tool when I've literally described myself as someone who makes and repairs and sells tools to the local people. Why would I want that? Instead, you need to use your chisel to go attack some rocks to get a fossil, to trade him the fossil that you have no idea why he would want. If he had have, like, if there had have been in his introductory dialogue tree, like, oh yes, I'm the blacksmith, but I happen to like fossils, then sure, that might make some sense, and there would be some reasonableness to that chain of actions. But as it stands, it's just really, really frustrating.
I spoke again of Mr. Shoulder's letter, his proposed excavation, and my status as an antiquarian and barrow digger.
What?
He was fascinated and quite excited at the prospect of meeting the soon-to-be author of a real-life book.
You must find all manner of riches on your digs.
Barrow digging is not all success, Mr. Tillett. Often I'll come across the likeliest of sites steeped in promise. We set to work with shovel and pick and all the other barrow opening paraphernalia you can imagine. Every stone carefully taken down, every shovel full of earth put dutifully through the sieve, and we find nothing. Or you may find a miserable remnant of animal bone or a shard of pottery hardly to be recognised from the peat in which it decayed. Sometimes it's as if some Neolithic humorist prepared an elaborate practical joke for your special benefit.
It still sounds much more exciting than spending your days sitting in England's most remote railway station.
Nonsense. You get to be part of the railway network.
All right, Mr. Tillett.
I've had another argument with Agnes.
Take pride and
Your wife.
enjoy your work, man.
She didn't want me coming to the plough tonight. Truth is, I've been drinking my life away since my mother passed.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry for your loss.
You're kind, Miss Bateman. Thank you. It's been a year since the old girl left us.
She had a horrible end, wasting away, day by day. Consumption got her. She was nought but bones by the end. I can't get the image out of my mind. She were everything.
This
I'm
is
so
nice.
sorry.
We get some
I apologise for going on.
some
this bit.
story,
It's
some
not a
heart
great-
feels about
Don't
why
worry,
he's
Mr.
drinking
Tillich, I
himself
appreciate your openness.
into an early
I used to
grave.
love going for walks out in the moor, my mother and I, ever since I were a little one. She'd get a tear in her eye as she looked out upon it. She loved this land. I asked Mr. Crozier to build a bench, which we've erected at her favourite lookout spot on the moors. Margaret's Lookout, we called it. Aye,
That's a beautiful tribute.
aye. If you take a seat there, do keep her in your thoughts, won't you?
Of course, Mr. Tillet. I can relate in some manner. My father had an accident when I was very young. He's still alive, but he can neither move nor speak. He spends his entire life bedbound and incapable of communicating or looking after himself in any way.
How dreadful.
He was a barrow digger himself, an antiquarian of some renown. He taught me so much, even though I was so young. I think writing this book is my way of carrying on his work. It helps me reclaim those earlier memories of him, and I visit him often to tell him all about my excavations.
Can he hear you?
I've no idea. The doctors aren't sure. I'd do anything to make him better, Mr. Tillet. I'd do anything to bring him back to the man he was. I am in a state of suspended mourning for a man caught between life and death.
Dreadful. Just dreadful.
We all have our weaknesses. Mine just happens to be my father.
And what of your mother?
A cold woman.
Yeah, it has
We
had
haven't
good
talked
voice
in quite
acting,
some
Belle.
time. I think she blamed him for my
Everyone
father's
sounds like
accident
Postman
somehow.
Pat.
You were but a child.
Indeed. She thus saw it fit that a governess should raise me as she spent her life grieving for my father.
Well then, I propose a toast.
A toast to what?
A shared sense of loss.
I'll toast
Hail,
to
Rusty.
that, Arthur. Now then, enough of this wallowing.
Let us be merry. Another round.
I really shouldn't. But I did. And another after that. And another. The frustrations of my visit to Bewley slipped away with each swill of Stanley's finest ale. We had great fun that night, Mr. Tillet and I. I treasure the memory.
Go on then. Let's hear those pipes.
Mustn't.
He's married,
Sing
friendly.
the song.
You're incorrigible.
Please. You'll make a sad man happy.
Oh, all right then. Clasps, celts, and arrowheads I'll try to claw within my clutch. And if a shield I should espy, I'll vow there ne'er was such.
With popish tricks and relics rare, the priests their flocks do gull. In casting out the earth take care. Huzzah! I've found a skull!
Bit short. Does the cat invade our room again? We've entered the spooker mode. Everything's wavy and purple. Well, Blobber knows a good cliffhanger point when he sees one. Ugh, what a monster I am. What will we find in Spookums mode? Find out next time on Wadjet Wednesday. Excavation of Hobbs Barrow.